Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lex Yachts here, and it is Wednesday, and we're going to play the Philadelphia 76ers for the third time this year today. Nick Nurse and Kyle Lowry in town for a game that is, maybe fight to the bottom. I've got my Carter Iverson shirt on. This is like the only thing that's Vince Carter that I kept from way back. It's pretty cool. It's a 2001's playoff shirt, the Carter versus Iverson matchup. Of course, I'm back cool with Vince. So I'm like, I'll wear the Vince shirt, Carter versus Iverson. So, it's Philly. Why not? Let's drag this old shirt out for fun. All right, let's do the latest lineup news. I've got the refs. Good surprise in the refs today. And all the other stuff we do on the channel, classic card, all that fun stuff. Let's get into it right now. Well, this may take a while. Latest lineup news, lots to tell you about. Lots to tell you about. In fact, it may be easier for me to tell you who's playing instead of who isn't, because there is a lot of people that are not playing in this game. A lot of people on both sides, honestly. So we'll start with the Raptors. Emmanuel Quickly is going to rest today. He will not be playing today, so no Emmanuel tonight. RJ Barrett is off for the night too, due to personal reasons. Of course, it's the anniversary around Nathan Barrett's passing last year. So RJ is going to take the game off for personal reasons tonight. Abaji is actually doubtful for the game tonight. He was questionable, but they made him doubtful now, so it's less likely he's going to play. Jamison Battle is questionable due to his nose injury. He played the last game. He may be likely to play tonight just because we need bodies to be out there, honestly. Jonathan Mobo is ruled out. He will not be playing for sure. Jacoby Walter is ruled out also. And there's more news on Jacoby. His injury is extensive enough that it may be that Walter will not appear in any more games for the rest of the season. So it could very well be that Jacoby Walter is shut down for the season at this point, guys, just so y'all know. Scotty Barnes is on the injury list right now. He is questionable due to his finger injury. We've seen Scotty holding his hand in games recently. And, well, he re-aggravated it in the last game against Washington. And, well, we'll have to see. Scotty is on 65-game watch. He cannot miss more than a couple of games now for the end of the season to make his 65. And we've speculated that he wants to get an all-defensive nod. If he can, he has to play these games. So I think out of Battle and Barnes, Barnes is the most likely to play out of everybody who's questionable or doubtful. I think that Barnes will actually suit up and play tonight. For some reason, I'm thinking that he will. We'll see. If he doesn't, well, he's getting a game off before we go on a long road trip starting tomorrow. Yeah, Brandon Ingram is out, of course. Grady Dick is out also, and so is Ulrich Shamshay. So who the hell do the Raptors have left? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to use Blake Murphy's nice little chart here to go over who I'll speculate will be the starting lineup for the Raptors tonight. It should be Jamal Shed at starting point guard, A.J. Lawson at the starting shooting guard, Jared Rhoden as small forward. I'm going to guess that Barnes will play, and he will be starting at power forward alongside Jakob Poeltl, who will be back and is for sure going to be playing tonight. So Poeltl will be playing tonight. It's just there may be a strong chance there's no barbecue tonight. Definitely no BQ. We'll have to see about Barnes. Also available for tonight will be Garrett Temple, Chris Boucher, Orlando Robinson, and Colin Castleton. So very big lineup for the Raptors available. We'll have to see if Battle and Barnes are added to that list. Let's go look at the Philly side of things, which is just as crazy. Kyle Lowry is back in town. He has been doing events in Toronto last night. We'll talk about it in a second. But Kyle's out. He's been ruled out for the game today due to a hip injury. Kelly Oubre is questionable due to ankle injury. We may be seeing Kelly, though, play. He's been probably the best player playing for the Sixers other than Quentin Grimes. Andre Drummond is also questionable today. He has an illness. They probably do want Andre just because we have 3 centers available, and we're probably going to be playing double centers for the game. So Nick Nurse may very well want Andre Drummond playing. Tyrese Maxey is ruled out for the game today. His finger and his back are both hurt. Paul George, his groin is hurt. He will not play today. Joel Embiid has been shut down for the rest of the season due to his knee injury, so he is not available. Eric Gordon is out also with a wrist injury. And Jarrett McCain's been out for a while. The rookie for the Philadelphia 76ers has been out for a while. So who's available for the Sixers since all these guys are out? Well, there's the rookie Butler, Jeff Doughton Jr., Lonnie Walker IV, Quentin Grimes, Justin Edwards, Ricky Council III, Garashon Yabusele, and a guy named Reese, and then Adam Bona, the rookie also. So there are a few, quite a few injuries for both teams, and it's going to be, well, we'll have to see how these teams do. These are not the creme de la creme Raptors and Sixers that are going to be facing off today. So, yeah, I'm going to speculate that the Sixers will be starting a lineup of, let's see, Jared Butler, Quentin Grimes, Lonnie Walker IV, Justin Edwards, and Gershon Yabusele. So Butler, Grimes, Walker, Edwards, and Yabusele are who I think they will be starting across the way from us tonight. So, yeah, very skeleton crew for both teams. You know, we'll see. Scotty is the most likely. I really do feel like Scott may just dress and play anyway. We'll have to see. If he does take the rest game, that's fine too. It's just that he cannot afford to miss many more games after this if he really wants that contract stuff. So, yeah, there's your latest lineup news. Let's go look at the refs, guys. And we've got good news for you guys. This is the first time this year I get to say this. We've got Bill Kennedy as our crew chief today. Bill Kennedy, number 55, 27 season out of Phoenix, Arizona. He loves to listen to Luther Vandross. He eats filet mignon and a good bottle of red wine. He likes to visit Jerusalem. He'd like to see the Egyptian pyramids. And his hidden talent is karaoke. That's right. Our guy, Bill, man. He's awesome. The Arizona native attended ASU University after graduating from St. Mary's High School in Phoenix. At St. Mary's, he was named Knight of the Year in 1984 for his athletic achievements. Bill Kennedy's charitable efforts include working with former NBA official Tommy Nunez and running the National Hispanic Basketball Classic to help raise money for inner city youth. He also works with the Boys and Girls Club. Yes, Bill Kennedy is one of our favorite refs, and he is the best ref today for the Raptors. This is the very first game that he has refereed for us this whole entire season. We have not seen Bill Kennedy at all the whole entire regular season. We did see him in the preseason for like one game, but we haven't seen him this whole entire season in a regular season until today. And, well, we win 57% of our games with Bill Kennedy, and the Sixers win 56%. So it's a very slight advantage for the Raptors with crew chief Bill Kennedy tonight. 57-56, the split, a slight advantage for the Raptors historically. The second ref is Kyle Lowry's favorite ref, but he won't be playing, Natalie Sago, number 9, in her 7th season out of St. Louis, Missouri. She likes the show Unsolved Mysteries. She likes the movie Hardball. She listens to Morgan Wallen. Her favorite book is Winning. Her favorite meal is steak. So we're going to have to get some steaks for these two refs, filet mignon and a steak. Her favorite app is Instagram. She must like to visit Fiji. She'd also like to watch all 30 MLB stadiums. And her hidden talent is juggling. In high school, Natalie Sago was part of a Farmington basketball team that finished as the Missouri State runner-up in the 2006-07 season. She played softball for Jefferson College and Drury University, serving as team captain for both schools. Natalie also earned a bachelor's degree in K-12 physical education from the University of Missouri, St. Louis in 2013. She has 2 mini Aussie doodles named Bogey and Divot. So she's got some golf-named dogs. Natalie is our record this year with her is 1-2. We've won 1, lost 2. We did lose the last game she reffed us. Our record overall in her career is 48% winning. And meanwhile, the Sixers win 70% of their games. So 48-70 for the Sixers with the second ref, Natalie Sago. The third ref is another old school ref like Bill Kennedy, and he's a good one too. It's Michael Smith, number 38 in his 32nd season as a ref out of Memphis, Tennessee. His favorite TV show is NCIS New Orleans. He likes the movie Training Day. His favorite musician is Charlie Wilson. He likes the book The President is Missing. I think that's true. We don't have a president down there right now. We have a lunatic. Favorite meal is dinner. His favorite app is ESPN. He most like to visit the White House. Maybe not right now. And his bucket list is to skydive. Michael Smith, Memphis, Tennessee native, was inducted into the Memphis Amateur Sports Hall of Fame in March 2024. Michael Smith also played basketball and baseball at Southside High School in Memphis. Yeah, Michael Smith is an old, no-nonsense referee. He is the worst ref for the Raptors today. We've had him once this year. This will be the second game he's refereed. We did win the first game that he refereed in, so that's a good sign. We win 46% of our games with Michael Smith present, and the Sixers win 49%. So 46-49 is the split for Philadelphia with the third ref, Michael Smith. So we got Bill Kennedy at least favoring us with his win percentage. So that's the crew. It's not a bad crew, honestly. Bill Kennedy's awesome. We love Bill Kennedy. Michael Smith's a good longtime ref that is very, very honorable. And Natalie Sago, well, she's a Spitfire, but she's also a pretty good ref also down on the down low. So there's your ref report. Yeah. Hey, Bill Kennedy, guys. We got Bill Kennedy tonight. There you go. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Trevor J saying for his words of wisdom this morning. Good morning to you, Trevor. God sees the battles you don't talk about, the struggles hidden behind your smile, and the prayers you whisper in the night. Keep trusting him. He's working in ways you cannot see. Yeah, the power of prayer is very powerful. And, intention and what you want. There's a lot of misguidance and a lot of crazy misinformation out there. And people are falling into bad holes of thought because of very evil people wanting to manipulate the way they think. So remember, God is love. God is nature. God is the natural world. God is not corporate crazy life where it's manufactured by man. God is the deer in your yard. God is the tree that grows tall in your yard. And those are the things that matter actually is life. And it's not money. And well, this world's getting more jaded and messed up because of money. So in some ways, I'd say this. Keep praying to God. Power of prayer works, and let's pray for world peace and sanity. How about that? Let's go with that. All right, there you go. There's your words of wisdom today. Thank you, Trevor J. I appreciate that. God is going to work in mysterious ways, and hopefully God will make the day all brighter and better. I know he will. I have faith in him. That's right. Trevor's saying, happy game day. Let's beat the Sixers and Nick Nurse together tonight. Yeah, I'm all about that. But I don't know if that's what's in the cards. I don't know if that's the plan. ESPN matchup predictor is predicting that the Raptors have a 77% chance to win this game tonight, 23% chance for the Sixers. So we're the home team. And in some ways, they're saying we are going to probably win. 3 out of 4 chance that the Raptors are going to win today. That's right. Kaz is here. Good to see Trucker Kaz, fresh off the game on Monday, going to the Wizards game with his family. Good morning, Lex and chat. Good morning to you, Kaz. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Excuse me. Seymour's here also. Let's see. Seymour, big up all the boys and girls clubs where real ball lives. There you go. That's right. Boys and girls clubs, any kind of stuff like MLSC Launchpad, the programs for youth to stay, organized and kind of doing stuff that's productive instead of maybe getting into bad things, It's always good. That's why I love the MLSC Launchpad and Jacoby Walter being the ambassador this year and, encouraging the youth to go and play basketball after school and, get athletic activity and learn teamwork and good sportsmanship. That's a really good thing. Good to see the sheriff, Seymour Pate, holding it down in the middle of the country for us in Alberta. I hope you're doing very, very well, City Slicker. That's right. Fluke. That's right. There you go. All right, let's see. Trevor J saying Tyrese from Indiana Pacers hit the game winner to beat the Bucks. Is that what you're saying was a fluke, Seymour? The Tyrese Halliburton 4-point play for the Pacers beat the Bucks last night. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, maybe a little bit of help. I don't know. I didn't see the play. Seymour saying, can we bring out the broomsticks for the Sixers games? This is the thing. We're going to play them tonight, and we got to play them one more time still in Philadelphia before the end of the season. And, well, we've won both the games against the Sixers so far. We're 2-0. We win tonight. That'll be 3-0. So there's 2 games before we get the broomsticks, Seymour. But I love that. I love that idea. Not all the Raptors fans want the broomsticks on the Sixers for this season, but I do. Just because I get it. Some of y'all like, but we don't want to win now because it'll help them with their draft. I get it. It's weird when Run It Back Philly is rooting for the Toronto Raptors to win right now. I know it's weird. And in some ways, it's going to be a weird thing. It's like we're both rooting for the other side. It's kind of weird. I'm not really rooting for the Sixers, though. I'm not diehard that I'm just going to be like, yeah, I still want the Raptors to win. So I don't care. I don't care about ping pong balls. I don't care about any of that because I know how Bobby and Masai are. So, yeah, I'd rather win tonight than anything else. I'd rather beat Nick Nurse. How about that? Yeah, they were asking questions at the media scrum for practice yesterday. Yeah, there's a jerk in the press corps that actually went there with the tank question for Darko yesterday. And Darko said this very carefully because these guys are so out of touch with sports. They're obviously not athletes. These idiots that are in the press corps, half of them never played any organized sports or never understood what it meant to compete at any kind of level that matters, because these guys don't take this seriously. And they just think that tank culture and tank talk is just a part of sports. It's not, you motherfucker. Inside sports, it's not something that's talked about. Any self-respecting athlete that busts their ass their whole entire career to get to where they're trying to get in the NBA is not having a tank mentality. So when idiots like Adam Lascaris or whoever the fuck was asking those questions yesterday, Louis Zatzmans, I don't know which one it was. It was one of these jabronis. They asked Darko straight up, is it hard to come out and play all out when you know you need to lose for the draft and tank? He basically said the word tank to Darko. And Darko said this straight up to the man. He said, we do not think about these things. We're here to play basketball, and all we think about is the next game. So, they're coming out to compete. Look, Masai and Bobby in the injury list may make it harder for Darko to compete and win games. That is the way it goes about. And other teams are doing the same damn thing. So it's insulting to ask top of the field competitors like Darko Rajakovic, Scotty Barnes, and the rest of the Raptors about losing on purpose for draft reasons. It's insulting. And stop doing it. You guys want to write articles about it? You go ahead. But asking them directly, you're going to get the same answers every time. I don't understand what you're trying to do. They only care about playing the right way, developing these guys, and getting them better. They don't give a shit about ping pong balls in the draft. That's Bobby's world, and Bobby's going to sort it out when we get it figured out at the end of the year. But don't get it twisted. Darko Rajakovic and the rest of the Raptors, the team, are going all out to try and win every single night when they get on the court. There's no pulling punches, and they're not trying to lose. If they lose, they lose. But for the most part, they need to continue to exercise and do the right way of playing because they don't want to build bad habits. So I don't get it. Why is the press so stupid? Why can't y'all just get a brain and start asking better questions? And when you ask them about tanking, you're going to get those answers, okay? And they only care about the next game. They're not worried about the draft. They aren't in like a mode where they're thinking about 2 or 3 months from now. They're in a mode where they're thinking about today. And what do I have in front of me today? Practice. Oh, I got a game against Philly. That's what they got in front of them. That's the only thing they're thinking about is the next game. So hear Darko's voice, press corps and tank enthusiasts that are in the press corps. And understand that question's stupid. You're going to get the same answer every time. And if you don't understand this by now, well, simply read. If you don't know this by now, you will never, 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 never know this. Ooh, you stupid idiot. It's simply red. That's right. Raptor red, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Bryce Lawson's in the house. What's up, Bryce Lawson? Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. I love how you detect our win-loss percentage with these refs. How do you do it? How do I do it? Lex, how do you detect? Well, I use Basketball Reference. The information is all there. I have a spreadsheet that I've built over the last few years, and I've kept very close track of the referees' win percentages with the Raptors and their opponents for like 3 years now since I've been doing this channel. So I am somewhat more of an expert on the referees than most anybody in the media because they don't look at this stuff or think about this. Although in the Hello Welcome podcast with Chuck Swirsky recently, we found out that Chuck very much pays attention to who the referees are. That's for sure. But yeah, it's just something that I found was very interesting because I realized there are proclivities and discriminations with the referees, with particular teams and individuals. like Chris Paul and Scott Foster. So I wanted to see where they were, and I wanted to understand the personalities, all the refs. And well, I've got pretty good idea of different personalities of refs, and I'm able to kind of look at the ref crew and understand what kind of game might be called with the refs before the game at this point. So yeah, it's all information that's available on Basketball Reference. So yeah, I don't know. People want to copycat me and try and start doing their own ref report. Well, you go ahead and figure out how I do it. You go ahead and figure out how I do it. That's right. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips back in the chat. It's been a little bit. Good to see Randolph. Always game day blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. The steps of a good man is ordered by the Lord. Seek to do and be good to others with each moment. I love that. There's a lot of people with bad intentions right now that are in powerful positions, and they're doing very evil, bad things right now. So it's going to take a massive movement of a lot of good men and women to stand up to them and do what's right in their own lives in little ways, because that'll all add up and beat the evil. It's a really, really scary time right now. There's a lot of stupid stuff. And I'm disappointed in Doug Ford for kissing the ass of Donald Trump yesterday and going back on his electricity surcharge. You talk so tough before this election, Doug Ford, like you're a badass, like you're a cowboy, like, I'll stand up to him. Oh, Canada is not for sale, blah, 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 all this shit just to win an election. You talked out of your ass. And well, not even 2 weeks after this election, you are kissing the ass of Donald Trump. You're going to go and see him on Thursday, and I have no faith that you're going to protect our country or our province. I believe that you are going to fucking sell us out, you sorry ass piece of shit, Doug Ford. Yeah, you're real tough, Doug. As soon as Donald says some shit to you, you bow down to him. And he said, you're a very nice man yesterday. Donald Trump said Doug Ford's a very nice man. What the fuck? We don't want Donald Trump to think our premier is a very nice man. Trust me. And man, this is messed up. You talk so tough, Doug Ford. You ain't shit, you pussy. You should have stood up to the United States and Donald Trump still, but you folded like a chair yesterday, you idiot. And that's why I say, you guys, we can't trust the PC government. They're too much like Trump in the way they are. And well, that's why they like them, because they know they're going to be able to win them over. We need assholes that are on the left to fight the right now. And that's what I'm going to say. Doug Ford, you're a disappointing piece of shit. You told everybody before the election you'd stand up to the Americans and what's going on with this trade war, and you fucking folded like a folding chair yesterday. You're a sorry piece of shit, Doug Ford. There you go. There you go. Let's go. All right, let's see. What else are we talking about today? All right, let me see what's going on here. All right, blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families out there, especially these days. That's right. Seymour saying we're putting the belt to the ass against the Sixers. I'd love to see that. I don't know what's going to happen, though. I don't know. Trevor's saying the Nets lost last night. Well, they were playing the Cavs, and the Cavs are on a win streak. They've won 15 in a row. That's just that you could have marked that was going to be a loss for sure for Jordy. Now, I want to give the Nets some credit. They made it close, and they did not get blown out. That was a close game by the end of it, but it is the Cavs, and the Cavs are the best team in the league record-wise, and they're on a 15-game win streak for the second time this year. So that's totally understandable that the Nets lost to the Cavs. And, well, they went below us. We're actually technically above the Nets now, and we're the 6th worst team in the league, not the 5th worst team in the league now. So the Nets are just below us with one more loss than us at this point. It is what it is. In some ways, I'm not worried about what these teams are doing. I just want to get good development and where the chips may fall. That's what I'm saying. Because in some ways, it doesn't matter where you're sitting exactly right around there, because the ping pong balls will still figure it out. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. It's a puzzle of a lineup. Laugh out loud. It really is. And these teams are going to be short-staffed for how many are off the bench to come in for the starters. So it's like both teams may only have like 8 or 9 guys playing tonight. We'll have to see how it goes. In some ways, it may very well look like a Rico Hines run. Seriously. It may look like Rico Hines runs for like 2 years ago. We'll have to see. Rico's going to be there, so we might as well have a Rico run because Rico's in the house. Seymour saying, Trevor J., I have a question for you. No NDA. Laugh out loud. What's the best hair product for strengthening and growth? This is interesting. All right, this is a little side road off the highway. Like, Seymour wants to know what's the best hair product for strengthening and growth of hair. and he's saying he uses Vaseline. He only uses Vaseline. All right, so let's see if Trevor gives him that call. He's saying Joy Cole K-Pack. It strengthens your hair. Joy Cole K-Pack. There you go. The professional advice from the professional platform hairstylist Trevor J. So it's Joy Cole K-Pack. All right, Seymour, there you go. There you go. Trevor's saying the Raptors 73 rebounds, the most an NBA team has done since 1992. That's right. That's 3 years before the Raptors existed. The Raptors got the most rebounds in a game since 1992. I was in high school still. Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's a long, long time ago. Nako's saying that Seymour, try products with coconut oil in it and stay away from products with sulfates. Look at that. Gerald's not even knowledgeable on this. I guess he is. No, wait, he is knowledgeable on this. Wait a second. He's not like Trevor. He's not the guy with the hair because I don't even think Trevor has hair. Trevor has a shaved head or bald, I think. I don't know. Trevor, you have hair? I've always seen pictures of you. It seemed like you just have a shaved head. Well, Gerald, he's got huge hair when he wants to grow it out. So he might know a little bit about hair products. So he's saying stay away from the sulfates, Seymour, okay? Stay away from the unnaturals and get that natural coconut oil in there. That's right. There you go. Fiercey's here. Good to see you, MJ. Good morning, fam, and happy game day. Let's make the good luck with these guys statement age not so well. I'm calling for a sweep. There you go. We want sweep. This is something been brought forth once before, and this has been seconded now. First by the City Slicker and now by the Eye Candy. That is like, we proposed a sweep of the Sixers this year. Can we get this ratified? I second it. I third that sweep. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's been thirded. Let's go. Joy Cole. Yes, that's what it is. Research. I'm on it. He's on it. All right, there you go. Fiercely saying Vaseline is a big no-no on your hair. Uh-oh. City Slicker. You get that Vaseline out of your hair before you meet Eye Candy when you make your drive after you win your truck. Yeah, when you win your truck and you drive over to CMJ, make sure you're not using that anymore. That's what I'm hearing right here. That's right. There you go. Seymour's got it. All right. Randolph's here saying, Lex, I was disappointed with Ford as well because the threat made to increase the tariff was not signed by the president. It was just a threat. Ford should have held serve. Yeah. And everything he's saying is just chaotic. In some ways, this is the strategy of Trump and what he's doing is to overstep and say things that are outrageously bad and then get pushback. And if he doesn't get pushback, he'll do it. But if there's pushback, he'll actually rescind and not even follow through. In some ways, Donald Trump is a lot of bark and no bite. And the thing is he's finding is that courts are buffing up against him and saying, no, you can't do this. This is not constitutionally right. And some of the things he's been doing that have been very messed up have been actually going through and happening anyway, even though he said it shouldn't happen because the judges are ordering it. So, yeah, no spine, Doug Ford. What's wrong with you? And you're going to go see him on Thursday? Man, there better not be no backroom deal going on there that serves you personally, Doug Ford, and screws over the rest of the country, you bastard. That's what I'm going to say about that guy. I'm so disappointed in him. And it's like, look, you know, everybody who voted for you because they thought you were going to be strong in this situation, well, you just got your truth, you idiots that voted for Doug Ford. And once again, only 20% of Ontario actually voted for him. That is not a majority. That is not a majority. In fact, if you added the NDP and the Liberal votes together, they have more votes. So this guy acting like he's just got a majority and a mandate, that's bullshit. He represents maybe a fifth of our population that actually wanted him. The rest of the people did not want Doug Ford. So that's part of the problem with the politics in Canada is we do not have a representative voting system. And we need to change that also. Very much. We do. Yeah. Fiercey saying, I believe it's Joyco. Okay. Joykey. Because Trevor is speaking in the mic. Sorry, Lex, back to topic. Joyco, Joico. So it's spelled with an I. Okay, there you go. And Seymour's saying, thanks, Fiercey. Lex, you kill me. Hey, that's part of the fun. You come here for the ref report. You come here for a laugh. Hey, words of wisdom. You know, you get the classic card. There you go. Little bits here and there. That's right. Nago's saying, I have curly hair, and that's how I handle it. Conditioner every day, shampoo every other day. Yeah, Gerald has got some crazy hair. I'm telling you right now, it can be wild and unmanageable. So he has to learn how to manage it. It's like Gerald and I were opposites. When we used to do comedy, it was fun because Gerald had all the hair and I had none of it. And it was kind of fun. It was funny. Yeah, it was an interesting little difference between us. Yeah. Smooth saying, so anything that Ford proposes has to be in consultation with the PM. Well, this is good. This is good. Hopefully, whoever, I mean, Carney, I guess now we'll talk to him. I mean, the thing is like, look, he said he was going to charge them extra on the electricity coming from Ontario to the United States. And well, he's walked that back and he's not going to do it now. But Trump has said he's not taking the tariffs off. In fact, he's increasing them. You know what? I'll tell you what I think happened. Doug Ford talked to him on the phone, and Trump strong-armed him and said, we're going to fuck you up if you don't do what I want you to do right now. And Doug Ford's like, you know what? I'm scared of you, so I'm not going to do this anymore. That's what I think happened, seriously. And, Danielle Smith's already been down there hanging out, taking pictures with him and Wayne Gretzky. So we know she's compromised in Alberta. And, well, I'm worried because, Doug Ford's PC like Danielle Smith, that he's going to be compromised just as quickly. That's why we can't afford to have a PC prime minister next year, you guys, because I'm telling you, these are the people that they want down there because they're easier to control, because they're easy to control with this. And that's what it's saying. You need politicians in Canada right now that have principles, that actually stand for Canada, and not people that are going to be ruled by this, because the people that are ruled by this can be bought by Trump in the United States. And that's why we need principled leaders that actually believe what they're saying and they aren't full of shit like Doug Ford. That's the problem right there. Seriously, you don't have businessmen in power, because businessmen in power means they have a price, is what I'm saying. And that's a problem right there. Fiercely saying, I like Shed's interview yesterday, him saying he trains with Alex Caruso, with the same trainer. Caruso's good at defensive guard, and he can be very disruptive at times. So definitely a good match. This is really, really good. Seriously. Now, I was listening to that, and he really likes Alex Caruso. Like, when in that interview, he was just gushing about him. It's a little annoying, honestly, and a little worrisome in some ways. But I don't think Oklahoma City's got a chance to get Shed right now or any kind of way. But yeah, Shed works out with Alex Caruso in the offseason because they have the same trainer. And this is very good because Shed can learn some of the tricks of the trade from Caruso in the way he plays defense. So, yeah, I'm not upset about this at all. You know, it's like Shed has had some good teachers this year with Davion Mitchell. And, well, if he's learning from Alex Caruso in the offseason, that can't hurt. That can't hurt, seriously. Seymour saying, I see Alberta selling out for the money. 500,000 used USD and Trump's 5 million gold card for every resident of Alberta. It's a mess out west. Stay strong, Ontario. Yeah, it's messed up. He's hearing it from on the ground over there, that conservative province is more likely leaning to being an idiot and going for the deal. And that's what I'm saying. This is messed up, man. You know what they want? They want our resources. And it's very similar to Russia and Ukraine. Everything that's going on with Russia is because Ukraine has resources that are valuable, and they want to take it over like a totalitarian takeover. You know, this is what Europe did to Africa for centuries. Go in and steal all the resources and enrich themselves off of those places. Well, in some ways, this is the action that Russia's been trying to do to Ukraine for a few years now. And we just look at the United States as mini Russia now. Seriously, that's how sad this is. That Trump is such a puppet for Vladimir Putin that he's just going to do the playbook of Russia. So whatever Russia does, they're going to do too. And that sad situation is we are Ukraine in this situation, because we have these resources up here and they're going to want to do something. Now, we have a couple of strengths in our advantage. We have a very huge country that is very, very difficult to take over. We also have a very, very strong population of people that really give a fuck about being Canadian. And also, we have home turf, and we have a lot of people that are very capable up here. Trust me. So there are a lot of different things that are in our favor in some ways. We need to be smart and vigilant, though, because the overtures are there. And if anything that Russia would be willing to do, America's at that point with Trump. Even if their people are not willing within, this is the same thing with Russia. There's a ton of people in Russia that hate the war on Ukraine and don't want to do it. And Vladimir Putin is a dictator that's just running roughshod. Well, that's what we have to understand. We're dealing with south of us now. It's just that Trump is there instead of Putin. And it's the same shit. It's the same exact shit. And that's why we got to be ready. It's really crazy. Smooth saying it's Finance Minister LeBlanc and Mayor Ford in Washington, man. He's not flying solo on the trip. Well, I hope that LeBlanc will be a better person to talk in this situation. I don't trust Ford. Ford is a pussy. Ford talks tough, but he is not doing the right job, especially after what I saw yesterday. That's right. That's right. Kaz is saying Caruso's a lockdown defender. This will be good. This will be good. And any kind of rubbing off on Jamal Shed and making him a better guard defender is going to be very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Let's see. Fiercely saying, side note, OG was pulled for live post-game presser last night. Knicks versus what? He still gives awkward and short answers. It was so funny to watch. I love OG. He was pulled? What do you mean? He was taken out of it or he was given the interview? I don't understand. When you say was pulled for live post game, does that mean he was trying to say it and they said no and you're pulled out? Maybe the difference in languages again with you and me, MJ. He was asked to do the interview and he went on there and he was awkward. Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. Yeah, he was pulled aside after the game. What? He's in trouble for how he said it? I don't understand totally. I don't understand. You got the interview, right? You got the interview, right? And that's all. I didn't see it, so I can't comment on it. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment on it. OG's awkward. We know this. He's awkward, okay? Let's see. Trevor's saying he got the interview. Okay. Oh, my gosh. So confusing. When you say pulled, that means hook. And that means if you're on stage, you have to leave the stage because you did something wrong. And that's why when you say pulled like that, that makes me think, oh, he got pulled from the interview because he did something wrong. Or he didn't get the interview because he was in trouble. Either way, all right, OG's awkward. We know this. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a difference in language sometimes. Trevor's saying classic card and Instagram stories back to basketball business. All right, yeah, we can do that. I got my Doug Ford rant out of the way. All right, let's do the Instagram stories real quick. We got Kelly Olynyk celebrating Zion Williamson getting a triple-double. So, man, Kelly and Zion are like this, man. Zion Williamson may get his career saved by Kelly Olynyk. That'd be so crazy. Like, that would be something weird to have on your resume. Like, oh, yeah, I see you played in the NBA for 15 years, Kelly. Oh, you saved Zion Williamson's career. Wow, that's fantastic, Kelly. Well, how did you do that? That's amazing. I'm telling you, this seems like that. Also, he's celebrating his other teammate, Trey Murphy, for becoming the 10th all-time franchise scorer for the New Orleans Pelicans. Of course, the New Orleans Pelicans, a very new franchise, and that's not that impressive to me, honestly, that you're just the 10th leading scorer in that franchise. Come on, man. You got to get in the top 5 before I think that's impressive. With the Pelicans, come on. Emmanuel quickly is got a clip of Colin Castleton making this shot. So Emmanuel's giving some shine to Colin Castleton on that no-look pass he gave him. It was in trouble, too. Kessler almost blocked it, but Castleton got up there and made it, just barely over him. Here's a little conundrum that Emmanuel quickly has put on his Instagram. He's saying 15 half-court shots. If you make one, you receive $1 billion. If you miss all 15, you go to jail for life. Would you do that, guys? Emmanuel quickly is posing that question to you. Do you think you can make a half-court shot in one of 15 shots? You'll get $1 billion if you do. If you don't make any of them, you go to jail for life. That's crazy. That's a crazy thought exercise. I'm telling you. All right, they had an event last night, We the North screening of the movie We the North that came out in movie theaters recently, and Matt Devlin was there, and so was our GROAT, Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry coming out to a special screening of We the North last night to address the crowd and talk about his days on the Raptors. Now, this man's in town on business for the Sixers, and he's doing Raptors functions and stuff like that. Well, his heart's with the Raptors, honestly. He may be playing for his hometown team, but we know Kyle Lowry's a GROAT and a Raptor for life. And, well, he's going to retire as one, too. I love it. So, yeah, Kyle got up on stage, and he thanked the fans. He said that the fans, none of this is possible without the fans in Toronto. We the North screening, Matt Devlin, Kyle Lowry, awesome to see. Awesome to see. We see Jamal Shed has put the real Brampton boy on. Real man, a real man from Brampton, A.J. Lawson. Of course, now we're hearing, because of A.J. Lawson, everybody is using the Toronto slang around the team now. In fact, when AJ went off in the game on Monday, the team was yelling Toronto slang at him when he was coming off the court onto the bench. Now, if we remember correctly, Scotty Barnes, Twitch Family 2022, wasn't there a time when Scotty said, "You're a Brampton waste ute"? Yes, he did say that. Well, I would ask Scotty, do you think AJ Lawson is a Brampton waste ute? No, he isn't, because he scored 32 against the Wizards on Monday night. That's right. That's not waist shoot action. No, it's not. So there you go. It made me think of the Brampton waist shoot comment by Scotty. Now, Jamal was out on his balcony yesterday near Lake Ontario, near the Scotiabank Arena, and he said, it's been the warmest it's been in a while. Feels great. It was 50 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday and quite warmer. We're getting some thaw and some of the snow's going away. The ice is coming off my roof. And well, it's nice to see Jamal enjoying the warmer day yesterday. He has been one of the guys who's posted about how damn cold it is in Canada. And well, he's seen the bright side of it when the spring starts to come. And it is really refreshing and revigorating. So there you go, Jamal. It's going to get warmer and warmer now, hopefully, and no more of this cold stuff. Yeah, let's see. Who else do I have on the Instagram real quick? There's RJ in the anthems with his head held down and Garrett Temple consoling him. That was from the game the other night, and where they did the tribute to Nathan. And yeah, it was really nice to see Garrett Temple consoling RJ Barrett, who's showing emotion about his brother. Yeah, there's a picture of that on there. Let's see. Wubbs has got a picture of AJ Lawson on his Instagram, so he's celebrating him too. Let's see. Toronto Tempo gear. I watched an interview with Toronto Tempo president Teresa Resch, Kayla Gray, and the CEO of Roots, Megan. And it was a nice roundtable discussion about the future of women in sports. Check it out. It's on the Toronto Tempo official YouTube channel. It's about a half an hour. And Kayla talks a lot about being a woman in broadcasting and blazing a trail for those to come after them. And yeah, they're talking about the future of women's sports and women's basketball and the WNBA in Toronto in that panel. So good stuff, Teresa Resch. Good stuff. Good stuff. AJ Lawson has got himself on blast. Of course, it was his day on Monday. That's right. Let's see. Zach Edey is celebrating the Big Ten Player of the Year, Braden Smith of Purdue. Very, very happy about his alma mater player there. There you go. Jared Roden celebrating his first start ever from Monday night and coming into the game. And, well, keep going, Jared. You're going to be doing good things. Grady Dick had a Gillette event with the kids and showing pictures of him hanging out with the kids and doing the Gillette event, a one-on-one camp or something like that going on with Grady Dick. And let's see, the Raptor has got people following him, and he said you can't get no privacy around here. And then they're dancing with him. So there's the Instagram stories. Yeah, they had some sort of We the North movie event last night that Kyle Lowry was at. That would have been very cool to go to if you're watching We the North movie, and then all of a sudden Kyle Lowry walked out. That would be pretty cool. I'd be all about that. Yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Fiercely saying sometimes you need a good match or combo. Happy Kelly gels well with Zion. For us, I really like the chemistry between IQ and Jakob. Jakob has been such a focal point for our point guards. Every single one of them wanted to work really closely with Pirtle. And I think this was Darko's order that he's saying, listen, for us to be really, really good, y'all need to get really, really, really close with Jakob and what he does and work with him. And I think IQ, Davion, even before he left, and Jamal Shed have really taken this to heart, and they've really, really tried to work on really special connection with Jakob Pirtle. And some of that is like the little slip passes and the little, the cuts to the basket and Yak finds them. There's a lot of that give and go and pick and roll kind of stuff going, and they do need to understand each other. So this has been really, really smart this whole entire year, the connections between our point guards and our center. Very, very much so. Yeah, the Kelly and Zion thing is interesting because I feel like it's like Kelly Olynyk is such a weird player himself, and Zion is too. But in some ways, Kelly's passing is really good for Zion. And it could very well be he's telling him some things that just kind of, help him get his career in order. Maybe, hopefully, Zion Williamson will eat better. We know Kelly's a foodie, and maybe he can help him. Somebody's got to help him eat better. Somebody. That's right. Kaz saying Lowry's our growth. That's right. Him and DeRozan, man, on different days, I'll pick one or the other. I can't go wrong with either one of them. Some days I feel like it's DeMar. Some days I feel like it's Kyle. Some days I feel like it's Scotty. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna see Scotty get there too. Nins is here. Good to see our Philly Raptor Freak holding it down. He's ready for us to beat the Sixers. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Win or lose or draw, it's still fuck the Sixers. Nick Nurse and Joel and Bitch. There you go, Nins. You want to dunk? You want to dunk for this? You getting it? You're getting it right here. I'm totally with you on this. Yeah, I don't even know if Joel's coming up for the game. He probably will be there, sitting on the sideline. He likes to come to Toronto and hang out. 3 dunks for Nins. You got 9 points now. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see a big dummy sitting on the bench. Tyrese Maxey, yeah, and Kyle Lowry. There you go. But yeah, I'm with you on this. I like the sentiment. I like the sentiment of your statement here. Seymour saying Curry's joining Davidson University is a power move for that university. Yeah, he's still playing in the league, and I don't know. It's in some ways it's symbolic more than like useful right now. But after he's done, he can go do stuff with that. It is what it is. Infamous saying, agree, Lex. Asking players about ranking is insulting to people who have been in condition to be competitive and borderline fixing the game. Yeah. I think that in some ways you might be right. In some ways, like some of it is like the betting. Like there's more people that are coming at the sport with the mentality of like betting. And in some ways, the betting dehumanizes the players, dehumanizes the sport, and takes a lot of the elements that matter out of the game because some people are only worried about whether they make money off the game or not. And, that's part of it too. Either way, this is a weird part of the season because I don't really remember 20 games of tanking and forever for in like so many teams. It's kind of crazy. Like because there's so many bad teams right now. There's so many bad teams that are going into like the mode that we're in right now too, like Philly, Brooklyn, Utah, New Orleans, Charlotte. All these teams are really kind of trying to lose right now. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them are playing each other. So this is weird. I don't remember the Raptors ever being in like kind of like on the down low lose mode for this many games to end the season. Before, like, look, the part of it is that we're good and we could win a lot. And in some ways, we do kind of have to pull punches. In the past, we would just be bad and we'd lose just because we're losing. And this is different. This is different. And there's so many games left in the season. It's like a month to go still. That this is going to be like this for a while. It's going to be very strange. Seymour saying, I love my freedom too much. I'm not taking that bet, Emmanuel. Yeah, I wouldn't take that bet either. I wouldn't step up for that. I don't have any half court shot prowess. If I was somebody who practiced them all the time and made them on the regular, sure, I'd probably do it. But nah, I ain't doing it. I don't have to take that choice. I don't need that or that. I'm not wanting either. I'm totally with Seymour. Smith saying at this point, I think the Raptors will have the 7th pick. They're too good to hold on to a top 5 pick. Yeah, we've fallen out of the bottom 5 as of yesterday with the Nets taking the bottom 5 spot. Some people are trying to say this draft is really 4 top deep, and that's it. There's like the top 4 of the best, and then it falls off after 4. I don't totally believe that. I really don't. Who's the 4th guy anyway? If it's Ace, Dylan, and Cooper, who's the 4th guy? VJ? Seriously? Are they that much better than everybody else? I don't believe that shit. I really don't. And, we'll see. We'll see. I've heard that this draft is as deep as 12 really quality, good players at the top. And, well, as long as we're picking in the top 10, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. That's right. Now, in some ways, the way the Raptors may be pulling punches and not trying as hard right now is really because in some ways, Bobby may be like, we do want to be ahead of Brooklyn and Philly in the draft because we'd like to pick ahead of them so we have more power. I get that. I totally get that. But in some ways, you also maybe could let them go ahead of you because we know they have a track record of making poor decisions in the draft. So why not let Philadelphia pick ahead of you in the draft? They might get one of the busts out of the way and you won't even have to worry about it. Let's see. Trevor's saying the NBA might see a new league created by LeBron, Curry, a 5-man and 5 women. What? Really? Seriously? Really? They're going to have a co-ed league? Is that what you're saying? That's weird. All right. I mean, hey, that's interesting. Seymour saying, is there still a good pick at 7? Well, that's around where Malak is projected. And that's what I'm saying. I want Common. He is the one I want. I will continue to say this right up until the draft. I want the center for Duke, Common Malak on the Raptors. Bobby Webster, listen to me, please. Get that. That's what I want. Crystal ball. Crystal ball. Is that a crystal ball? Crystal ball. I don't know. All right, let's do the classic card. Wow, we're very tight ship today. Not really going to go long today at all. I don't want that one. Let's see. Let me get it a weird one. Oh, this is fun. All right, we'll do this. We'll do this one. All right, here's the classic card of the day, y'all. First person to write in the full name answer will get the classic card points for the classic card. Here we go. I don't know if I should show it too close. Maybe I'll bring it up slowly, and whoever writes it in first will get it. This is fun. This is a good one. Let's see who can figure that out, who this is on the classic card. Whoever writes it in first will get the points. I'm going to say it's 100 right now. I think it's going to be 100 on the points, but I'm not totally sure. You guys see it coming. He's coming closer. You guys should be able to see this guy a mile away. Seriously, even in real life. There you go. AC Green? That's a good guess, Reggie, but it's not right. It's not right. That he did wear those jerseys when he was on Phoenix, but that is not the right Phoenix Sun. Dikembe Mutombo, the hairstyle. No, it's not Dikembe. This guy has more muscle. Dikembe wasn't this big. Let's just put it that way. I mean, he's taller. You can't see him. It's tough. I know. It's tough. Let's see. Anybody's going to put it's coming up closer and closer. He kind of looks like Radio Raheem from Spike Lee's movie. Kind of like that guy. Yeah. DeAndre Ayton. No, Kaz. That's too recent. There we go. Seymour got it. He recognized the original Raptor, Oliver Miller, is who we got today, guys. Original Raptor, Oliver Miller, the Big O. That's right. They're calling Orlando Robinson Big O right now. But this is the original Big O for the Raptors. Seymour Pape getting the classic card today of our original Raptor, Oliver Miller. Look at the guy. There he is, Big O. Of course, there's a recent interview with John Batove Jr. with Hello and Welcome podcast, and he talks about getting Oliver Miller on the team. You know, he very openly talks about how in this expansion draft, the rest of the NBA was trying to unload bad contracts on the Raptors. That was the whole scam of the expansion draft. Is like what he said was Isaiah and him were going to say, we don't want to draft any of these guys. We'll just fill our roster on our own with free agents. And the NBA wouldn't let them. They made them do the expansion draft. And the Raptors didn't originally want to pick anybody because they knew what the rest of the NBA was doing. They're trying to dump people like Oliver Miller on them with his big, huge contract. Well, he was one of the few contracts they did actually add, and he actually came and played. But he was like the biggest contract on our team in our first year. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. That's what I'm saying. It's something we need to worry about possibly with the tempo coming in next year. Is there going to be any big, huge contracts from the WNBA expansion draft that are going to be trying to be hoisted on us from the expansion draft? This was a very dirty thing that the rest of the NBA teams did to Vancouver and Toronto when they came in as teams. Actually, they do it to most expansion drafts. They do it where they leave unprotected guys that just have toxic contracts. And then they say, oh, well, these are the guys you get to pick from. And, well, Oliver Miller was one of those guys. But he worked out. Also, John Batove let it be known with Alex Wong on the Hello Welcome podcast that one of the reasons why Isaiah did not want Oliver Miller was because he had poor work habits. And he was worried about him rubbing off on the other Raptors in the first year because he was kind of a lazy guy and he didn't do things right. So there you go. All right, we're going to put Seymour Pape in for the Oliver Miller card. We're going to give him 100 points for that one too. Yeah, it was a tough one. You couldn't see him from away. I knew that if I was bringing him up closer and closer, somebody was going to figure out who it was. And, well, it's Seymour today. I love that. We've got a different person getting the classic card 4 days in a row. Oh, actually 5 days in a row now. We've got Nako, Smooth, Carlo, Slug, DZ, and Seymour Pape. 5 days in a row, different people getting them right there. He fought hard for us. He did good on the court. Like, he played good on the court. He was super talented and crazy for that size, how agile he was. But off the court, he had horrible habits. He did not eat right. He did not work out. He was a poor leader on the team as far as influencing anybody on the team. Thank God the original Raptors, the first team ever, was one of the most veteran teams we've ever had. We had a bunch of guys that had been in the league for like 10 years on that team. So it wasn't like Oliver was rubbing off on them because they had already been around Willie Anderson, Alvin Robertson, and Tony Massenberg, Ed Pickney, Jean Tabak, that old original Raptors team. So yeah, thank God Oliver wasn't a leader for young people on that team. Damon Stoudemire wasn't listening to him. That's for damn sure. That's right. Trevor's saying, I'm going to make one of the Raptors games on the road. There you go. Trevor's going to get back to a game soon. In some ways, you haven't gone to as many games this year as you did last year. Last year, Trevor was at all these games last year. Smith saying, Oliver Miller, what is he doing now? I wonder about that too. Like, I'd love for him to come back, alumni, and show up. Well, he hasn't, though. But I don't know. I don't know how serious Oliver Miller is with his life, is what I'm saying. Who knows where he is and what he's doing with his life? I mean, Oliver, you could come back to Toronto and you get an ovation. You're original Raptor. You're a legend in some ways up here. And in some ways, you could get some shine and kudos if you came up here. You got to get here soon, though. The 30th anniversary season is going to be over soon. Although I guess you could come back next year. It'd be weird, though. But yeah, I don't know what he's doing right now. It's kind of weird. All right, let's go check around on the tabs real quick. They have the ESPN Power Rankings out again today. And the Raptors have stayed static at 26 in the power rankings. I think it's stupid. Like, I think they're being lazy at this point. Like, they don't care about doing the power rankings with any thought. So they're just like, everybody who's at the bottom just stays there because nobody's changed. It's not like there's been any movement up or down. I feel like the Raptors should be up a little higher. They should be higher than the Magic, honestly, because the way the Magic's been playing. But this is what Tim Bontemps has to say about the Raptors on this power rankings. The Raptors have been liberally resting players over the past week as they've gone through a very soft stretch in their schedule against teams battling for lottery position, including Wednesday's showdown with the Sixers in Toronto. One player who could use playing time is rookie Jacoby Walter, but the guard is out with a hip strain, and now we're saying he probably will be out for the rest of the year, Tim Bontemps. So, man, you're not that much of an NBA insider. You don't even know before you write your copy for this that Jacoby's probably done for the season. Let's go look at Raptors Reddit real quick. They've got a funny picture of Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when they closed down the show and they took all the furniture out. And he said, you know when Will Smith's standing there and the furniture's out, where'd everybody go? And well, it's about the injuries for the Raptors and who's going to be playing today. We're going to have to see. Holy crap. Let's see. What else is on Raptor Reddit? Oh my gosh, this is funny. They've got a picture of my old friend, my old neighbor from when I was a little baby, Stephen Brogren, who is Snake on Degrassi. He's the principal. You know Snake, if you were a Degrassi junior high fan of any point. He was always on the show. He was a tall guy with kind of reddish blonde hair. And, well, they've got a picture of him on Raptors Reddit this morning, my old friend Stephen, and they're calling him Grady Dick. They're saying, I didn't know Grady Dick was on Degrassi. And they took a picture of Stephen Brogren, my friend, from when I was a baby. We lived next door to the Brogrens when I was born in Toronto. Yeah, and they're both actors, Paul and Stephen. And Stephen's been on Degrassi forever. He's like the principal, Snake. You know Snake on Degrassi. That's who we're talking about. So they think Grady is Snake from Degrassi. Let's see. Bobby Webster with a little fist pump during the Jacoby game winner. There you go. Yeah, they're showing Bobby in the back doing a fist pump about Jacoby scoring. So he's not that upset that we won that game. There's your Raptors Reddit check-in. All right, let me go look at Blue Skies and see if there's any up-to-date new information about the Raptors and their injuries right now. Nothing new right now. It's the same thing that I told you at the beginning of the stream. Check on your Raptors freak fantasy teams. Get them set up. MJ, it's 5-2 right now with me ahead of you right now. So you got some work to do if you're going to try and catch up on me on that one. Yeah, let's see. Smooth saying, what about Carlos Rogers? Well, I know one thing about what happened with Carlos Rogers is that his sister got in, had a problem, and he gave one of his kidneys to his sister. That she was in a life-threatening situation, and Carlos Rogers selflessly donated one of his own kidneys to his sister to save her life. I know that about him. Yeah, that's what I heard. Seymour saying, I tried to mold my game after players like John Wallace and Walt Williams. Man, that's another guy we don't talk enough about, the Wizard, Walt Williams. He was a very fun Raptor early on, a very, very talented player that could do a lot of different things scoring-wise on the court. And, yeah, I used to love Walt Wizard Williams. And I wonder about him, too. Like, he would be somebody who could come up to Toronto and get some kudos up here. But where is he? I don't know. Carlos came to my hood back in the day. Cool as a fan. Very cool. Carlos Rogers is a nice guy. I've only heard good things about Carlos Rogers. Now, when he was on our team, he was very young when he was on our team. But yeah, he just seems like a really good human being. All the things I've heard about Carlos Rogers. Trevor's saying New York Knicks might be signing Patrick Beverly. Yeah, I saw this. it's like, okay, y'all gonna get PJ Tucker and Patrick Beverly. Y'all are crazy, man. Whatever. Knicks, you are gonna figure out how to blow up your team somehow, some way with some toxic guys around your team. You go ahead. You have your injuries in some ways because Thibodeau overruns your starters. And well, you're lagging into the end of the season. And I have no faith in y'all to go far in the playoffs because of Tom Thibodeau and his grading style of coaching where he overuses his starters. There you go. Let's see. Fiercely saying, Lex, you skipped my comment after a question right before the classic card. Let me see what you said. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Lex, judging by how our rookies are currently playing, who do you think would be invited to the Rising Stars Challenge next year? Earlier this season, I would have said Mobo or Walter, but now Walter and Shed. This is a great question, MJ, and thank you for directing me back to it. I'm sorry I looked over it. It was in the middle of the classic card, so that's probably why. It'll be kind of like Grady, right? Grady didn't get it his rookie year because it was kind of a developing year, but he got it in his second year. So I'm going to guess the person that's most likely to get this is Jacoby Walter. I'm going to say this right now. Jacoby Walter showed some things with that game winner and certain things that he does that if only one of them is going to get the Rising Stars Challenge, I would say it's Jacoby. It's Jamal second. Jamal Shed second. I don't think Mobo has a chance. He might, though. It depends on what he does coming back next year. But I really do think Jacoby Walter would be the guy who gets the Rising Stars Challenge next year, possibly. If there's two, it'd probably be him and Shed. So that's who I think it'll be. I think you're right, Walter and Shed. I think you're right. Yeah, let's see. All right, thanks for redirecting me back. That was a great question. Smooth saying some of these guys only had 2 or 3 years in the NBA, man. They don't qualify for an NBA pension. To qualify, you need 10 years. That's crazy. I didn't know you had to have 10 years to get pension. You sure that's correct? I would think that maybe it's a little bit less years because the average NBA career is only like 4 years. Maybe it's 5 years. Are you totally positive that it's 10? Because not many players are going to get to 10 anymore these days, especially the way they're not valuing veterans anymore. And that's true. Like somebody came out and said this. I forget who. They said that the league doesn't value veterans anymore, and they've like gotten rid of them. And it's part of the reason why the league sucks at this point is that, all the teams are very, very, very skewing young, and there's not as much in the age pyramid for the top anymore. It's like if you're like Kyle or DeMar, you're rare. There's not many players that are getting that old at this point. Yeah. Kareem's here. Good to see Kareem Thomas, the butt dialer. Sorry, just clocking in. Who's our projected lineup? Well, I'll do this right now. Yeah, why don't we do this real quick? We'll go ahead and do the latest lineup news for the second time near the end of the stream right now. Emmanuel Quickly is out due to rest. RJ Barrett is out due to personal. Oshai Baji's out, or he's doubtful due to ankle. Battle is questionable due to nose. Mobo is out due to nose. Jacoby is out due to hip. Scotty is questionable due to finger. Brandon is out due to ankle. Grady is out due to knee, and Shamshay is out due to knee also. So I'm going to guess right now, Scotty Barnes is going to play, guys. I'm going to say this right now. I know this sounds crazy, but I really do think Scotty in the middle of this afternoon is going to be announced that he will play after all, because in some ways he's just been doing this anyway, and he doesn't want to miss games. So I'm going to speculate that our starting lineup tonight, Kareem Thomas, is going to be Jamal Shed at point guard, AJ Lawson at shooting guard, Jared Roden at small forward, Scotty Barnes at power forward. If it's not Scotty, it could be Chris. I don't know. I'd love to see Chris Boucher start today if it's not Scotty. And then the fifth starter, Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl will be back tonight and play in this game tonight. So Yak is back, and Scotty is questionable. So I think that Scotty. I think Scotty's going to play, though. Seriously, I really do. On the other side, it's just as crazy. There's so many Sixers out. They've got Maxey out, Paul George out, Joel Embiid out, Kyle Lowry's out, Jared McCain's out, Eric Gordon's out, Jordan Hood Shafino is with the G League, Kelly Oubre Jr. is questionable, Andre Drummond is questionable, And the players that they have available are Jared Butler, Jeff Doughton Jr., Lonnie Walker the fourth, Justin Edwards, Quentin Grimes, Ricky Council, Gabrishon Yabusele, Adam Reese, and Aiden Bona is who they got for the Sixers right now. So it's like it's going to be like I joked earlier. It's going to be kind of like a Rico Hines run, and Rico will be there, so it's official. It's going to be like a Rico Hines run today, guys. That's right, Rico Hines run. There we go. All right, let's see. Smooth saying that's why you have instances of old heads going broke. Some of them, at least. You know, I want to talk about. First of all, I want to say passing. I want to take note of Junior Bridgman dying or passing in the last couple of days. Rest in power, Junior Bridgman, who's an interesting player from the past of the NBA because Junior played for the Milwaukee Bucks for a long, long time, but he came very, 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 very rich after his playing career. He did not make that much money as an NBA player, but he was a very, very smart businessman. And Junior Bridgman owned hundreds of Wendy's restaurants in the United States, and he was a real entrepreneur. In fact, he was a good leader for other NBA players on how to do this. And well, I just want to recognize the passing of Junior Bridgman, a former player in the league that didn't make that much money as a player, but boy, did he take that money he made in the NBA and made it into something crazy as a businessman. He had so many franchises of Wendy's and other kinds of businesses also that he had in his portfolio. So rest in peace, Junior Bridgman. Yeah, he's somebody that's a good example of somebody who used their money very, very well. Very, very well. That's right. That's what you read. Adrian Griffin was talking about it. Okay. About the pension. Let's see. I know there's, it's like in wrestling too. It's crazy. These guys get so much money quickly if you're big time in wrestling or in the NBA, and you can go through it if you get used to that lavish lifestyle and you can't get the money keep coming in, then you can't afford it, then you go broke. And that's scary. There's a lot of old wrestlers and old basketball players that are broke, just like what Smooth's saying here. And it's sad. And that's why, in some ways, people like Jose Calderon and Garrett Temple and people that have been union work leaders for the Players Association. Calderon's actually in charge of the Retired Players Association. So Jose himself, he was talking about it on the broadcast the other day. He is in charge of making sure that the retired players get pensions and have health benefits and are taken care of. He's a representative for that, Calderon, which is really good. Let's see. Seymour's saying guys like Snell played 9 years and was short by 10 days contract for the pension. That's right. I do remember y'all talking about this with Tony Snell, that he was just short and people were mad because they wanted him to get it because he deserved it. And in some ways it would be helpful for him with his he was diagnosed with something. I think it was with autism, and he has some health issues that he could get help with from the pension. So yeah, that's an interesting case. You're right. I remember that. Kaz is saying players with at least 3 years of service are eligible for the minimum pension package, but this can be smaller than the maximum benefit available to those with 10 or more years of service. Answer for Google. Thank you, Kaz. Very, very helpful. That makes sense that there's tiers to it. That, if you get at least 3 years, you've got the minimum package, but if you make 10 years, you get the full package. This totally makes sense right here. Kaz, really, really good stuff. I'm going to give you a dunk for being helpful with information. There you go. 18 points on the dunk charts for Kaz. Yeah, that's interesting. That makes total sense there. Yeah, he needed the 10th year to qualify, Tony Snell. That totally makes sense right there. Let's see. Smooth is right. It is 10 years to get the full pension. Yeah, but it can be 3. You can get a minimum package, the minimum package. There you go. That totally makes sense. Cass saying players with 10 or more years of service are entitled to a full pension scheme, which includes all possible benefits. There you go. Smooth saying the benefit package is extensive. All players want it. Yeah, I would think so. Fiercely saying, if all expenses are paid, I can send my daughter to help out the Sixers and play for them. Just kidding. No way she'd do it. No, we don't want Fiercely Jr. helping the dark side in some ways. No, she's too good. We don't want you going to put her on that team to mess it up from the inside? Like Donald Trump's messing up the United States from the inside? Ooh. Kareem saying, damn, the physio and rehabilitation team earning their checks this week with all the injuries, or maybe not. We'll never know. Those guys that do the medical for the Raptors do earn their money. That's for sure. And that one guy, Rohan or whatever, that comes out and he fixes the blood if any of our players are bleeding. Like Orlando Robinson got scratched on the face the other day. You remember? He had the scratch underneath his eye, and they have to put the little gel over it so it doesn't bleed more, so you can continue to play. Yeah, those are thankless people that we should thank. In fact, there may be a Share the Love Club coming for our medical staff this summer. Yeah, I think we need to share the love for them because they do some stuff that is very essential to our Raptors. That's for sure. Kaz is saying players can start receiving benefits at age 45, but the pension is typically paid out after age 62 to receive the highest possible payments. Yeah, so some of these guys are going to have to find other jobs, whether it's in broadcasting, coaching, or getting advertisements still, because as a they're going to have some sort of income somewhere in there. Seymour saying if I come across some extra flow, we should start a food truck, call it Raptor Freak Snack Pack. I don't mind this, man. I know you're all about this truck idea and making a Raptor Freak truck. I mean, I'm not against this, man. And once again, people want to use the name to do different things. I don't care. In some ways, I'm not like man, I'm really anti everything about this system as far as like anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. But if you did something like that, that'd be fun. And you definitely have to drive it here so we could have some food from the Raptor Freak food truck. Be all about that. What are you serving? Barbecue? Are you serving barbecue? I'll bet. Reggie saying, if you're 20 and play till you're 30 and play overseas, you get the NBA pension. There you go. Yeah, you just got to get 10 years. 10 years in the league, you're good. You're gold. You're all right. That's right. Fiercely saying financial literacy and training is crucial to how your future will pan out. Okay, there you go. And Smooth saying 20 to 30 in the NBA and then overseas. There you go. Smooth saying Tony Snell is a sad case, man. He made millions of dollars. Yeah, it's really like he just wants the benefits. Like he needs the health benefits, and it's like not necessarily maybe about the money. I don't know. It may be just the access to get help for things that he deals with. I think that's what it is. Fiercely saying, yeah, share the love for the medical staff. I will for sure. We're going to definitely do that. I'm going to find out some of their names, and we're going to put them on blast this summer on a Saturday. That's right. W Stream fam, 10:30. There's my cutoff. We're getting around an hour and a half lately, which I'm not upset about. I'm not. Kaz saying W Raps, medical staff for sure. Smooth saying, I guess when they come into that money, all the temptations come out. A different world indeed. Oh, yeah. Parasites and leeches and hanger-ons and even some of your family and friends are going to be that. And everybody's got a business idea that they want to try. And if you have that money, they're going to see if you're going to give it to them. Yeah. And then there's all kinds of scammers, people that are just going to come in, they're strangers and have ideas and they may sell them the world. And some of these players may be a little, easy going and kind of not thinking about this. And then bad things happen with losing money and getting scammed out of money. It's a big problem, and you can talk about gold diggers too. People that coming in just to have babies with them and, get some child support too. That kind of stuff happens with them too, for sure. Yeah. Infamous is saying the Raptors that need to come back is Keon Clark. Man, I don't know if that'll happen. I'm happy to know that Keon's got his freedom again, that he's out of prison. I'm pretty sure he is, but he's been in prison pretty much most of the time after his NBA career in Illinois. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Keon. As far as things, I just hope he's like getting help. Maybe he's sober right now. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. He may still have very serious drug and alcohol problems, and that he's not in a good place. I mean, I'd love to see Keon Clark come up and get the kudos too. That'd be awesome to see Keon Clark at a Raptors game, waving to everybody. But in some ways also, because everybody knows about his chapter in the history of the Raptors, that he was drunk every time he played. In some ways, I don't know if the Raptors want his energy around the team. That could be part of it. Out of all our alumni, some of them are positive and welcome back. Some of them may not be for different reasons on the down low. There may be a blacklist as far as saying like, no, we can't have this former Raptor come back. Alvin Robertson, no, didn't you know what he did to his wife? Come on now. We can't have Alvin back, even though he's the first Raptor to ever score a point in a game. No, he's like, no, we can't have Alvin come back. Come on now. And in some ways, it may be Keon Clark's on that list too. He may be on that list. Yeah, Kaz saying, didn't Glenn Davis have a pension scam or something, or is that injury stuff? Glenn Davis is in prison, man. Yeah, pension scam. Yeah, there's a few of them. There's like maybe 6 former players that got in big trouble for pension scam. Yep, and Glenn Davis, Big Baby, was one of them. That's right. Trevor's saying Joel replacement for next year is the clown. Okay, Joel's getting a replacement next year. Prayers up for Delonte West. I hate to hear that. Of course, he's had a crazy career in life, going all the way up to being in the NBA and then being homeless and then people trying to help him. Is he in a bad place right now, Kaz? That's sad. That's sad to hear about Delonte West. All right, we did the rundown again. I'm going to speculate for the Raptors. The starting lineup tonight's going to be Jamal Shed, AJ Lawson, Jared Rhoden, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Pertl. I think that's who's going to start for the Raptors. We'll see if I'm right. This is my starters official guess so that we can test me and see what I get percentage-wise for later. On the Philadelphia 76ers side, I'm going to guess that the starters will be Jared Butler at point guard, Quentin Grimes at shooting guard, Lonnie Walker IV at small forward, Justin Edwards at power forward, and Gabrishon Yabusele at center for the Sixers. Now, Nick Nurse may watch me and he say, I'm going to get the lineup completely different than the Raptors streak and give him a 0 from our side. I mean, they could throw anybody out there. Jeffrey Doughton Jr. might be starting for them tonight. Aiden Bona may be starting for them tonight. I have no idea. We're going to have to see who the Sixers put on the court for the game tonight. Our ref crew is very fun. We got Bill Kennedy tonight. He favors the Raptors. Natalie Sago is the second ref. She favors the Sixers. And Michael Smith, the old head ref, he is going to be favoring the Sixers slightly also. So it's not a bad ref crew. Very experienced with 2 30-year refs refereeing our game tonight with Bill Kennedy and Michael Smith. Yeah, I did the Instagram. I did the classic card. I did all the other stuff. They think that Snake looks like Grady. That's funny. That's funny they did that. No birthdays today, unfortunately, guys. No birthdays for the stream today, unfortunately. Yeah. Let's see. Fiercely saying, how about Joel as a Sixers mascot? Guys saying, I think he's still going through it, Lex. Delonte West. DK saying Raptors can win tonight versus Sixers. I know. Especially Sixers fans want that. Sixers fans are rooting for us, and a lot of Raptors fans are rooting for the Sixers. It's opposite day. It's weird, bizarre. Everything is upside down day. The United States doesn't stand for justice and equality or freedom anymore. Everything's upside down. Raptors fans are cheering for Sixers, and Sixers fans are cheering for the Raptors. What a crazy world we're living in right now. That's crazy, yeah. Cass saying, Lex, do you think the Raps will start 2 bigs in the front court? Well, they always do. It's just that they're not. You mean 2 centers. I mean, I think if Scotty's starting, he'll be out there. He'll be out there, right? If Scotty's playing. But, I mean, were you saying that maybe they start like Pirtle with Castleton? Maybe. I mean, they could do that. I wish they'd start Chris, though. I mean, in some ways, I want to see Chris play against Nick Nurse tonight. Chris Boucher hopefully can play tonight, Darko. Please put Chris in and play him tonight. He hasn't played in a while, and I want to see Chris Boucher get some run against Nick Nurse and the Sixers. I think that'd be fun to see that tonight. I don't know. Maybe if they do start a 2 center lineup, it would be probably Robinson and Pirtle. But I don't know if they'll do that. That may be too slow. Maybe it has to do with whether Drummond's available. The Drummond is going to play. Maybe they can get away with it, but I don't know if they will. I don't know if they will. Let's see. Fiercely saying on one last note, Nick Nurse actually spoke and hugged Quinn Snyder after his Sixers loss against Hawks. I was shocked. That's interesting. Nick is probably really humbled this year. Like, seriously, you got to think about Nick Nurse and his journey. Like, he just was gangbusters in his first year, winning a championship with the Raptors as a rookie head coach. And then he's had some very tumultuous years since, the pandemic into the bubble with the Celtics series, Tampa year, the confusion of the last 2 years of him on the Raptors, and then one good year with the Sixers, and now a really, really bad year this year. And he's got to be in a weird place. He's a very tough competitor. He really gives a shit about winning. And in some ways, that's one of his best strengths. But his sharpness for winning has been dulled a little bit by this season and maybe even the last season of the Raptors. So, man, he's getting soft maybe. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, centers. Yeah, I don't know. Castleton and Jakob at starting lineup tonight. That'd be an interesting look. Or Robinson and Jakob. One of those two. I don't know. I'd rather they go, especially because the Sixers aren't super big.
I'd rather they go in the direction of maybe playing Boucher. I'd rather they start Boucher. Start Boucher just for the hell of it tonight. Darko, please just do it. Colecat saying, Lex, it's 10 years to get lifetime and pension. Yeah, as Kaz pointed out and Googled it, I know you're behind me on the stream because you're bringing this up now. But as Kaz went and looked it up, there's different pension plans. There's a minimum pension plan that you can get after 3 years. And then there's one you can get the full one at 10. So that's the distinction we made there. Chris is saying, Kaz is saying Chris deserves to play at least a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I would like to see him run past all the guys who are wearing street clothes down the bench into the game in a really quick way at some point. That would be great. But I don't know why Bobby is telling them not to play Chris right now. Darko, play Chris tonight. If we don't have enough players, we need somebody in there to just make it up. I mean, you're playing Garrett. Why not play Chris? Come on now, play Chris. Smooth saying Sixers fans all want Nick Nurse fired. That's what I'm saying, man. He's got to be in a humble place. He's got to be in a humble place. I would be very curious to hear what Nick Nurse's thoughts are on the political climate with the United States and Canada right now. He's in a very particular situation as being the former head coach of Team Canada and being the Raptors coach for so long. You know, at one point, Nick Nurse said, just like Bono said once, that the whole world needs to be more like Canada and be more like Canada. So he does have a strong affinity for a country and the way we are up here, even if he said we were fascinating when he left. But you know, I wonder about that with Nick. What he sees this whole situation, man, he's probably got some very interesting ideas and thoughts on the whole political climate right now with what's going on. Seeing as he was in a weird place, being the coach of the Raptors and Team Canada coach all of a sudden, and then both those are gone. Now he's down there. Yeah, it's crazy. Kaz is saying, why can't we give him 10 minutes? Yeah. I don't know why they can't give Chris a little bit of time out there. They should. We need people to play. He's healthy. There's no reason why we shouldn't be playing Chris somehow. I'm on that boat now. I mean, I'm okay with them not playing him because that's what they decide. But also at the same time, I'm questioning, why don't you play him? Because we don't have anybody available. You should play him. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's see. I mean, he's not coaching. Nick is not coaching at this point. He's a clown. I feel bad for Nick to a degree. I mean, in some ways, I knew this was going to happen to him at some point. I didn't think it would happen this soon. And I'm kind of like, wow. I think if you went back in my archive and you looked at what happened when he left, what I predicted was going to happen to him has happened now. And it's happened sooner than I thought. I thought it would be like 2 or 3 years down the road. But it's only taken 1 year, and then the second year is a dumpster fire for him in Philly. And it is Joel's fault. A lot of it really is Joel's fault. Let's see. Smooth saying maybe Nick needs to coach in Europe. I don't know. I think he needs a year off, honestly. He probably should have taken a year off after his last year with the Raptors, but the Sixers wanted him right away. I think he needs a year off from doing anything like coaching-wise. I think he's burnt out to a degree, honestly, because he's been going heavy since he took the job with the Raptors after Dwayne Casey. He has been going heavy, and he doesn't stop. So I think that's what it is. Fiercey's rooting for Chris to play. I like that. Fiercely saying fascinating my ass. I mean, it's a weird thing to say. Like the Canadians are fascinating is what he said. I don't even know what that means exactly. What do you mean fascinating? Trevor's saying run it back. Philly says the Raptors are in the way of them keeping that pick. Yeah, meaning that they want us to win. If we don't win, that'll be if they win, it's harder for them to keep the pick because they go up in the standings. We'll have to see. Fiercey saying that James Harden left right on time. I actually commend him sticking to his beliefs and calling out Daryl Morey. Well, he's part of the problem why they're in a bad place too. Although, you know, that whole situation's so dumb. I mean, it is what it is. James Harden, I don't give him any credit for that. He's just a chaos agent himself. And like what he did to Brooklyn, Houston, and Philadelphia is all the same. And you can't give him credit for that. That's just him like wanting to be a butthole and leave every single time. He didn't look at it like this is going to be worse or worse. No, he just did it for his own selfish reasons. It's not like he looked at the situation and said, I got to get out of here because we're going to go downhill. No, he just left because he didn't want to be there because he didn't like Daryl Morey. And Daryl Morey is an idiot, but I'm not going to give him credit for this. I'm not going to give James Harden credit for that. He is the system, according to him. Yeah, James Harden's funny. All right, let's get out of here, y'all. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak channel today. I hope that the Raptors win tonight. I'm one of the few probably Raptor fans that are like that. Some of y'all are too. I just want to beat Nick because in some ways the pattern before was with Dwayne Casey was the first year he came back and swept us after we fired him as our coach of the year. And well, Nick did the same thing. He came back and swept us last year. This year, so far, we're sweeping him. And this is the pattern that held with Casey when that happened too. Like he swept us the first year, we swept him the second year. So I'd like to sweep the Sixers, even if it's not beneficial in some ways because of the draft stuff. It's just for personal and grudge and reasoning in some ways. So I want to beat the Sixers tonight, especially at home. And they are bad. They've lost so many games in this year so far in 2025. They've lost so many games and been so bad. So I'd like to beat them. I'd like to beat them. As I said, ESPN's predicting we have a 77% chance out of 100 to beat the Sixers today. So they're not giving them that much there. Yeah. W Stream, W Community, W Raps. Thank you, Cass. Doing the part for Monique, who's not here today. And Fiercely saying, I hope so too. Let's get the dub. I'm all about that. Yeah. And Cool Cat saying, holy smokes, Siakam in Pacers history book for another accolade. Past Paul George for sixth most 25, 10, and 5. Siakam only there 1 year and 6 weeks. You're saying sixth most in points? Is that what it is? Sixth most in points. Okay. Tristan Trey, peace out, my guy. Peace out. Congrats to Spicy P. All right, there you go, guys. Let's go Raptors. I say let's have some pride and let's beat the Sixers. I don't care. In some ways, tank artists are going to be like, yeah, we need to lose. We need to lose. We need to lose. I don't care. Once again, I'm a broken record. We got Bobby and Masai. I don't care where we draft. We're going to be good either way. We got Brandon Ingram. Our free agency is already done for the year too. So, yeah, we're going to be good next year no matter what. We just need to get a solid draft pick in the top 10 that is affordable for our salary cap. And that's what I want to see. Have a good day to you also, Cass. Let's go Raptors. Going down to the Scotiabank Arena and watch them beat the Sixers tonight with old Nick Nurse and Kyle Lowry. So y'all give a good cheer for our GOAT, Mr. Kalo, when you go down there. Yeah, he dunked in the All-Star game. That's right. Let's go Raptors.